Sandra, aka Ace Fibro Girl here, coming live at you in the sunny afternoon, which isn't normal, is it? You can see the bright light. I hope you can see me okay. I'll go in the shadow a bit more. Oh, you can see my nice frozen throat as well. Well, if you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy. Welcome to Asexualized, my asexual life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things ace, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button down below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now, randomly in the middle of the day. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, it's lovely to have you. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this beautiful book, Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Real Life Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I'm also the founder of Asexualized Academy, the founder of asexualise.com, and I'm also the author of Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook, How to Manage Fibromyalgia to have less pain, more energy and feel happier like a superhero rock star. And if you didn't already know, I am Ace Fibro Girl. So what does that mean? Ace stands for asexual, and Fibro Girl is my superhero name. My whole superhero name is Ace Fibro Girl. So I have fibromyalgia, and if you didn't know my personal story, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 2012. So fibromyalgia is a life-changing condition. You know, it's a disability that I have for life. And as you can imagine, if you never knew you had a disability and then all of a sudden you were diagnosed with a disability for life, it really, really does impact you. It changes your life, you know. There's no two ways about it, you know. You go from just feeling relatively normal, well, I've never been normal, but you know, normal for me, to then being diagnosed with, oh, you've got this thing for life. There's nothing you can do about it. You are classed as really disabled for life. And so that is very hard, you know. It's hard for anyone to take, you know, because it's forever. It's for life. It's not something I can just go, woohoo, get rid of. Do you know what I mean? Just like that. So that can be really, really hard. And I did actually have one pain management session with two people, like a psychologist or psychiatrist person and someone else, like a physio person. And literally they both saw me, and one of them was like, oh, just do some breathing exercises, and the other one was obsessed with me talking about anxiety, because I've had anxiety since being very, very young. I've also had depression previously. And hi Lars, nice to see you. And so yeah, so basically I had this one session with them, and they were so just like focused on anxiety. And it's like, I'll come here to get advice about my fibromyalgia, not, you know, and try and get some help with the fact that, you know, I've just been diagnosed with a life-changing condition forever, and I've gone there to find some help, you know, and I got nothing. They just said there's nothing more that they could do for me, because I said, well, I'm not really one to do breathing exercises. You know, I do some breathing exercises nowadays, but do you know what I mean? Is that all they could tell me? And like, it was quite horrible actually. But after 6 months of taking my time to come to terms with the fact I had a disability for life, in a flash, instantly, I just stopped being depressed. So if you didn't know, I had depression as a kid, growing up, and there was times I thought about death, dying a lot, and suicide some of the times as well. And it's really hard, you know. I'm sure you can relate to things that happened in your past that weren't great. And, you know, I was bullied, and I think everyone who's different is usually bullied. Do you know what I mean? It's horrible, isn't it? And I mean, I think quite a few asexuals, we don't know why we're different, but we are different. And I think that stands out, doesn't it, when we're younger? And I think that just causes people to bully us. You know, it shouldn't be a cause, it shouldn't be a reason, but people seem to like picking on others that aren't like them, you know, that are different. And it's horrible, because it went on for me for a number of years, and it's very lonely, you know, when you go home and people don't really understand and they're not in that situation. It's very, very difficult, you know, it's very isolating. But you know, so I'd had depression since being a kid. You know, not every time was I depressed, not every time throughout my whole life was there no happy times. You know, I especially loved Christmas, I especially loved birthdays. My parents always particularly made Christmas really, really good, which they still do for me. Like a kid, I love it. And you know, it's not everything was bad, but obviously when you have depression, you look at life through a very black, dark lens, you know, like you remember more bad stuff than good stuff, right? You really do remember a lot of the more tragic times because your mind is geared towards that. That's what you think about, that's what you focus on, that's what depression's all about, isn't it? And if you're in an environment that, you know, is not any good for you, then it just compounds that, you know. I mean, I'm you know, I found out through, you know, the years later of adulthood that I'm more suited to a city life, for example. I mean, the country's nice now and again to visit. It was nice taking the dogs for a walk, but I'm not really suited to country life, apart from playing on swings. That's good fun. If we've got swings in the countryside, which I did have, that was really good fun. And so, you know, and I love taking the dogs for a walk. There were certain good things about that. But overall, I'm much more happier being in a city because I don't drive. And if you're out in the countryside, you don't drive. You can't just go out to the cinema or just walk anywhere to see friends or just be around loads of people because you're quite isolated. Do you know what I mean? But as you go through your own life journey, you can find out what feels good to you and what feels great. And obviously, I got away from those bullies at school. And so, you know, your life becomes so much better in many ways. But, you know, when you've got depression and it does go on for a number of years and you feel bad about yourself, your life's don't feel good, it really does hurt you, you know? It hurts you on a deep level. And it feels like it's a deep, black, dark hole that you can't climb out of, that there's no way out. And even if you try and attempt it, there's all this earth coming on top of you. Do you know what I mean? And so it really is hard. But, you know, after 6 months of taking time to come to terms with the fact I've got a disability for life, I realised in an instant, it was about July 2012, because I got diagnosed in January 2012. It's about July 2012 I just stopped being depressed. I realised that if I carried on thinking about these negative thoughts, that I carried on thinking about depressed thoughts and a negative mindset, if I carried on the way I was going, I was literally going to end up on crutches or in a wheelchair like many other people with fibro, or bedridden, you know. And that was a threat to my freedom that I just didn't want to happen. And I knew I would do everything in my power to just make sure that didn't happen. So I just changed. I just stopped being depressed just like that. It was like, no, I am not going to be in a wheelchair. I am not going to be on crutches. I am not going to be bedridden for hours, because I am very energetic, bubbly girl, as you can tell. And there was absolutely no way, Jose, that I was ever going to let myself get like that. And if I do come to the stage where I need to be on crutches or in a wheelchair, I want to have lived my life to the absolute max and enjoyed every single minute as a beautiful teenager girl I was always born to be, you know? And so I put all my energy, time and effort into loving my life now. Yeah. Financially, you know, I could be better off, but I have everything I want right here. I've got a beautiful flat. I write books, as you know. I do this channel for you guys, and it's just amazing to connect with like-minded people. You know, people that are not interested in sex, people that have better things to do with their time because they're asexual. You know, you lack sexual attraction. And there's some people who watch this channel that aren't asexual and they still support this channel, which is lovely. You know, I love to meet people from all walks of life. And you know, I love writing books to change people's lives. You know, it's really important. And, you know, after those 6 months of taking time to come to terms with the fact I have fibromyalgia, disability for life, and I just stopped being depressed because I realised that if I kept thinking of those negative thoughts, that they would manifest themselves as physical pain. The emotional pain would just explode and my body would be crippled. So in that instance, I just gave it up being depressed. That was it. No more depression, no more negative self-talk, no more thing about that. Switch to positive mindset. Just like that. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say every single thought was positive because that wouldn't be telling the truth, but I did stop being depressed just like that. I was never depressed again. Sometimes, yes, I can cry, but when I cry now, I think everything happens for a reason, right? I think crying is very powerful. It gets all these negative emotions out of you, which is really, really important. You know, you have to get rid of all that negativity. You have to let your crying out. You shouldn't be holding it inside, because when you do hold it inside, you're holding your pain inside you. And that's what can kill you. It kill your soul, in other words. So you may as well not be here anyway. And you don't want that. I want to be here. I want to live to be 100 or more now, because I absolutely adore my life, you know. And I realized, you know, back then you have to be your own superhero in life to save yourself from pain. Right? That's what I worked out, and I continue to work that out in my life, you know. And that year was the same year that I got into personal and professional development, and I went to see my first ever Success Resources seminar. I saw Tony Robbins live on stage. If you don't know who Tony Robbins is, he's like the #1 leading business strategist and coach. He's more known for coaching, you know, and changing people's lives just like that. And he really changed mine, because when I went to that seminar, he got us to jump up and down to music, go and hug strangers that I'd never been used to doing before. I only used to hug my boyfriend at the time, well, 2012, that was if I had one, because 2012, 2011 was like actually when I last had a relationship. But 2012 was when I went to my first, you know, when I say relationship, long-term relationship. I've had other things like dates and stuff, and short-term, very, very short-term stuff, not meaning to, but that's just the way it went. So, that year in 2012, I didn't have a boyfriend, but before then, the only person I could hug was my boyfriend, on parents to say goodbye. That was it, and it just changed me, in a better way. I feel better for being able to hug people that I don't know. It might sound weird, but I just feel more open to people. I feel more loving, more caring, more giving. And then obviously I received the love back, and it's really, really lovely. Really, really lovely. And I wasn't totally comfortable with hugging back then. It's taken me a while to get used to it. And I still don't go, like cuddling my friends, because that's not right to me. It's just like a hug to say hello, goodbye. But it's nice, and if I see someone in pain, if I don't know them, I can still, predominantly women, I'm not attracted to women, but I just feel it's a bit more like easy to hug a woman if she's in trouble. A guy could get the wrong idea. Do you know what I mean? So I'm able to do that for people now when they're in pain and they're upset. And so that's really, really good. And I just think it's amazing. My life was saved by fibromyalgia. It was actually literally saved by it. I truly believe that. And I don't take any meds for fibro. Fibromyalgia is my superpower, and it's many other people's superpower too, if they use it in the right way. So I wrote this book called Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook, to help people to have less pain, more energy, and feel happier, literally like a superhero rock star. And I'm now known as Ace Fibro Girl. So if you didn't know who I am, this is my outfit. It's a bit hard to show you here, but this is my outfit. And today I've been to an audition called BBC New Voices, and it's a BBC Radio Devon. And so I went to this audition, right? I have done hospital radio presenting in the past for 17 years. I did start when I was a teenager, I did start very, very young. And so I have done hospital radio presenting in the past. And, I've done some speaker training, and I live stream, as you know, on this channel every single day. And I love speaking in public. I was a speaker at the UK Asexual conference last year. And yes, I still have some anxiety, even though I don't have depression. So yeah, my heart does pump a little bit when I'm doing it. So I went today, and it was lovely, because I was queuing up with people who I don't know, but we were all chatting together, all going for this audition to be a voice on the radio. And it's not just that, it's to actually tell your story on the radio, even if you don't get through to actually get the presenter job, right? There's one job going per region, and the other ones are to tell your story on air, right? And so I really wanted to go for it. So I've got my outfit on still that I went in. So it was lovely to make people smile as well, because they've never seen a real life superhero before, someone who's walking through the streets of Exeter actually dressed differently, because I'm not dressed in any superhero outfit, any normal superhero outfit. So people know I'm my own superhero. Do you know what I mean? I'm different to the other ones out there, but clearly a superhero. And it's just really nice to make people smile. It's like, wow. Some of them wave at me. One guy, I was almost home, I think he said something about, oh, that really suits you, or you're a star or something, because he saw my star, and I thought that was really sweet. and some of the kids go, oh, it's a superhero, what's a superhero doing here? And it feels amazing. I feel like I should be doing that as a job, like hire me out to be a superhero for kids parties and stuff. I'd be so cool. Or just to hire me just to be a superhero, because I just like being a superhero naturally anyway. And some of my friends said you are like a real life superhero anyway, which is really sweet of them, because they say I changed lives. So that's really, really nice, you know? Really, really sweet. And anyway, so I went to the auditions, and this girl, when I was in the queue, she asked if she could take a photograph of me in my outfit. And she goes, I just think it's such a good outfit. Do you mind? I said, no, it's fine. I told her about my page, Ace Fibro Girl on Facebook. And when we did our audition, she went first because we had to go in a group, but in a room, and wait for each other to take in turns to do audition. So we were able to hear each other's auditions. And she was the first one to be auditioned, and they said, do you want to leave? And she goes, well, I want to hear the superheroes story before I leave. And I said, oh, that's really sweet, thank you, you know, really nice. And so I was like, I think I was the second to last one to go in my group, and I did my story. And, you know, I got a round of applause from all the people that were listening to my story, the other auditionees. And to me, that was success in itself. I didn't even, you know, I wanted to hear what the judges had to say, but that to me, I was the only person that got that round of applause. And they said that my story was inspirational, you know, and to me, that is true success. It didn't matter so much what the judges said, because to me, they loved it, the audience, and that's what I'm here for. You know, I'm here for people to realize they can be their own superhero in their own life. They can save themselves from pain, and they can love their life, living it their quirky way, being different, being true to who they are, not caring about what people think, because you can't go around doing that in your life. Caring about what other people think will kill your own soul. Powell kiss. Hi, hello, nice to see you. And so, you know, you've really got to be your own superhero in life. You've got to do what you are born to do. You know, not your parents, not your family, not your friends, not your peers, not your teachers, what you were born to do. Because only when you listen to your own soul and your own being, you go your own way, can you truly live the life of your dreams. Because otherwise, you're just at the mercy of everyone else's lives, what they want, what they think you should be. And you have got special powers within yourself. Everyone can be their own superhero. Everyone is their own superhero if they just reach inside them and find those special powers. Because I'm guessing that you've been through some adversity. Try the what did she say challenge. No, at the moment I'm in the middle of talking about my audition, so I can't do that, and I don't know that challenge anyway. So yeah, so basically, as I was saying, everyone's got special powers within them. You know, I'm sure that you've come across in your life as having some adversity, you know, like some thing that's happened in your life where you know there's been some person hurt or in pain, and you jump quickly to their aid. There was some situation that came that you weren't expecting. You know, maybe something went wrong, someone's not with you anymore, a loved one, maybe something happened you know, that you didn't expect with a job, maybe a personal relationship ended quickly, and you're like, oh my god, how am I going to cope? But you did cope. You got through it. And it's because of your superpowers within yourself. It's because of the greatness within you, because you really, 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 really do have these amazing skills and abilities that when your back's against the wall, as it were, metaphorically speaking, that you can pull through these times, that you can come and literally be the own superhero of your own life, and you can save yourself and others from pain by being truly who you're born to be, by being the superstar of your own life, you know? So I'm guessing by now you're waiting to hear what the actual BBC Radio Devon judges said. Well, like I told you, the people that mattered the most to me were the people who were also auditioning, that gave me a round of applause, which no one else got. And I did my story, and it was on time. You know, I finished in the time allocated, which they said was really good. And I split the verdict. I got exactly 2 no's and 2 yeses split down the middle. And when that happens, you know, when that happens, it just means that hang on a minute, I'm not gonna put up with people that are just being rude, you know. So it's really important that I get this message across to you and that you really understand it. So I was literally in front of the judges, and they had a split verdict. Now, unless you get 3 or more yeses, you can't go through. But they asked one of the judges that said no why he said no, and he said your story is great, you're great, everything's great, but I'm not sure how many other stories you have to tell, and I think should continue doing what you're doing. And that's what he said. And they said it was inspirational, what I had to say. And the guy, before I actually left the audition room, the guy on the way out who works for the BBC opened the door and said that was really inspirational, and I know I touched their hearts, and that's the most important thing to me. I got a clear no, though. That's good. It's better than going round to another round not sure if you got it or not. I did get 2 yes and 2 no's, but overall that's a no, because they can't basically, it's a shame it didn't go to the audience to decide, because it had been on something like X Factor and it gone for a split verdict, they would have asked the audience, and the audience were all clapping for me. I got a round of applause, so I would have gone through, I'm sure, had it been left to the audience to decide, but it wasn't. You had to get 3 yeses or more. So I'm really happy, because I know my story was a brilliant story. I heard some of the other stories there, and personally, I really loved mine. I have to say I loved mine the most, because it's my story. Do you know what I mean? And it changes lives. Some of the stories were amazing, though. There were some really funny ones that I did love, and I'm glad they went through. They really deserve. I mean, the woman that was actually auditioned first, that wanted to hear my audition, she was very funny and very good. And I'm glad she went through. She really deserved to go through. And there's other people that deserve to go through. But there's also other people that did go through where I actually thought my story was better. But I don't think it was a case of better or worse. I think it was a case of the fact they just thought that I'm better off doing what I'm doing, which is my ace Fibro girl, which is inspiring people to live their best life, to be their best self, and to save themselves from pain. That's what's so important to me, is changing people's lives. And it showed me now that I have the right path that I'm on already, and I need to just continue on it. That's basically what he was telling me. I did say, well, I do have other stories to tell, because I write books, non-fiction books, and I've got a story to go with all of them, and they're autobiographical, and so I did say that, but it didn't matter, because I got a round of applause. I was the only one who did, which was noted. And I did say, if you want to interview me for my Fibro book, I'd love to be interviewed, so they've got that on camera. So, it's good. It's really good. I'm positive. Some people are a bit, like upset, I think, for me, but I'm all right, because it means I'm on the right path. And when I looked at the terms and conditions and everything, there's only 1% that gets through to the whole, out the whole region. One person, well, possibly, who gets a presenting job, which is like, for a program, it doesn't say how long the program's for, how many hours, and their main office isn't even in my city, which means I would have probably had to have moved. And I love living where I live, as you know. I adore this flat. It's the best place I've ever lived in my entire life. I was prepared to move for a job, so, if I needed to, but, which is a lesson in itself. But overall, I keep telling you, I'm really happy here. There's no reason for me to change what makes me happy. It's only the things that I need to improve on, and I know now that people love my personal story. And that, because I'm going to be doing a Facebook ad for my Fibromyalgia self-help handbook when the print edition comes out, and I know now that I can do my personal story as a video ad, because it's under 60 seconds anyway, or I can expand on it a bit. But I know now I've got a good story, that people loved my story, that I inspired them, I made them happy, that they all just gave me a round of applause. I mean, that no one else got that. No one else got that out of all those people. And there was it 10 of us in the room, I think it was, or more. Do you know what I mean? And the judges and the people at BBC as well. And I was number 9, and there was another person after me. Yes, there would have been 10 of us in the room, and which were auditionees. And to get a round of applause out of all them, I just think that's amazing. And now I know I'm on the right path. If he said, keep doing what you're doing and everything else is great, it's all wonderful, I'm good, what I had to say was good, and I got in on time, I couldn't wish for anything more. I couldn't wish for anything more, because the feedback I got in that was incredible. And I think that's the most important thing. You know, I went to a job interview for a kitchen company, and I got through to the final round, and I was up against some really, you know, top-notch designers for kitchens, right? And I got through, and some of those didn't, you know, they didn't get through. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing, you know, that I beat some of those people. But in the end, it was a job that I hadn't got all the qualification for, as in the sense I've never worked with CAD design before, and the targets that they gave you were astronomical. If you don't get the targets, miss them, after 3 months you're sacked. And so I was glad I didn't get the job. I said to them, you know, about the fact I hadn't got CAD design, I hadn't got spreadsheets. They approached me though, I didn't approach them. But the interview was great, the group interview, and I got great feedback. They said literally, like, I was very good in groups, everyone loved me in the group, and that when I did my talk, that everyone listened to me, and you know, there was this great aura about me, and everything was so positive, and that I was the honest person, most honest person in the whole of the room. And so, you know, that's what was incredible, you know. And so I think you have to learn in life that everything's a lesson, that if things don't go right straight away, that it doesn't matter, because, you know, you can get some good information out of it. That if something, you know, doesn't go the way you want it, or maybe you don't even think it's going to go a certain way, like, it's good to have no expectations in life. It's good to not to think one way or the other. It doesn't matter what happens, because you'll be on the right path, whichever one it is. And that's why it's so important. It really, really is so important, you know? It's so important to live your dreams. It's so important to be you. It's so important to, you know, just be true to who you are. And it's so important to just follow your own life path, wherever that leads, you know. It doesn't have to be fixed all the time. It doesn't have to be this, that, and the other. And I read a lot of articles on the BBC that were all about that you have to watch what you say a lot, and you've got to be very careful what you say on there. And you know, on this channel, I like to just tell it like it is. I'm very frank, blunt, open, honest, you know, sometimes even controversial. And so you know, probably that environment wouldn't suit me if I'm so restricted on what I can say. You know, I mean, I'd be okay being interviewed for my book or anything like that. I've been interviewed by the BBC twice about asexuality, for example, you know. So it's incredible. But, you know, I just think you've just got to carry on your own life path, and whatever superhero path you're on right now, you know, I believe in you, and you can be your own superhero. You really can save yourself from pain, and you can just live the most incredible life. So Ace Fibro Girl is still going to continue, and she's going to be bigger than ever before, because she wants to inspire you guys. She wants to inspire people with fibro to realize that they can save themselves from pain. You know, I don't have any meds. I'm energetic, happy, bubbly, you know, vibrant. And loads of other people with fibro aren't like that, because they're eating the wrong things. You know, like, if you eat certain foods, they're like kryptonite for your soul. They will literally deplete your energy and put you in like a situation where you need to sleep a lot. You know, there's certain things you're doing in your life that are causing you pain. Again, it's like kryptonite for your soul, you know. But my Fibromyalgia self-help handbook will help people with depression and anxiety, which a lot of asexuals have. A lot of asexuals have bought my book already, because really it teaches you how to stop being depressed and worry less, which is really, really important to the whole world, you know. Like, if I knew the skills that I now know back then, I would have been much better position. But I had to learn these things for myself, you know. Like, I can run a bit with fibromyalgia because of the foods I eat. You know, I eat one food ingredient that's I talk about in my book that literally stops that run over your legs feeling. You know, it feels like your legs have been run over by a bus if you don't eat this certain food. And I tell people, I show you what foods to eat and what not to eat, so you have less pain and more energy, you know. And a lot of it's to do with the mind as well. It's not, fibro is not in your mind, but you can use the power of your mind to make yourself happy and to have less pain and more energy. You know, you have to generate energy. Energy is not something that just comes and lands in your lap. You have to generate energy. You generate energy by doing things you're enthusiastic about, doing things you love, doing things you adore, that make you happy, that make you feel great. Because the more you feel great and happy and good, the more momentum you get in life, the more energy you have, the more power you feel within you, the more it raises you up and raises your vibration up, the more powerful you feel as a human being, you know, and the more superpower you have within yourself. You know, everyone has these abilities to rise to challenges when the going gets tough, to pull through tough times. You know, whatever condition you're in, if you saw, like, say you've got children, I don't have children, but say you did, and your kid was in trouble, even if you felt in a lot of pain, you would literally jump to save their life. I know you would. And that's because you've got these superpowers in you. These superpowers are there all the time. They're just waiting for you to unleash them. They're just waiting for you to unleash your beautifulness, your vibrancy, your special innate powers, you know. And I'm just really pleased now that I know for definite that I've got to continue on my ace fibro girl journey, you know. And if you're, you know, like wondering, like, obviously about asexuality, how it features in this, ace is short for asexual. It's like a nickname for asexuality, right? And in my fibromyalgia self-help handbook, under the chapter about intimacy and sex, I talk about asexuality. I introduce it to a wider audience, a wider amount of people, because there are lots of people with fibromyalgia that's a disability that they can't have sex because of it. They're not asexual, but they might suit someone who is asexual to be in a life partnership with, because if they can't have sex physically, and asexuals can love without sex, and there's lots of fibro people that are really upset and in pain because they feel like they can't get a partner to love them for who they are. Well, guess what? Some asexuals might be able to do that, because we don't require sex. We don't need it as an innate need and desire. We don't have to have it. And there's lots of people that can't have sex out there for other reasons. So we can give them that love and care, and that sprinkle them with their own superpower magic, so that they can see the beauty of how to love and live and be happy without sex. You know, how to just love with the purest, most beautiful love from their own heart. How to just, you know, just embrace the oneness of being in the moment with that person. Do you know what I mean? Like, real asexual love is all about, you know, embracing that person in your life. You know, you can just feel that you're so happy to be around that person, that they support you, they make you feel elated, they make you feel happy just by being in your life. You know, you don't need sexual intercourse to do that. You can love and live and be happy without sex. There are thousands of asexuals around the globe, thousands of asexuals. And if you didn't know, there are some asexuals that are married to other asexuals. So asexual love is true, it's real. People can have sexless, loving relationships, and it can really happen. And again, you know, this requires you to see the beauty in your own superpower within your own being. You know, don't let anyone put you down over asexuality. Don't let anyone make you feel small. Asexuality is a beautiful thing. It's a gift from the universe and from God, that you're able to love, live, and be happy without sex, and that you can shine your light to everyone else around the world, just being beautiful you. Just being beautiful you. I want you to know right here, right now, you are so beautiful. You are amazing and incredible. You sparkle and shine just from being here in life. You are sensational. You literally are your own superhero. Please realize that. You are beautiful. I'm here to tell you that. Everything happens for a reason. Let the path of your own life unfold. Don't take anything for granted, but try not to expect things too much. And just trust the universe that everything will work out for you. And that if things don't seem to be working out for you, everything will still work out for you. Trust me. Everything is always working out for you. It's a very, very good thing to say. Very, very positive mantra. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Because even if one life path doesn't emerge, another life path will come. And now I know that I'm on the right track with Ace Fibro Girl. And I know that I can help lots of people to ignite their own superhero within themselves. I am so happy and grateful to have been blessed to be given chance. You know, if I hadn't had fibro, my life wouldn't be saved, and I wouldn't be here now, you know, as in the form I am. You know, I would be still miserable and probably not even got to this stage in my life. So I'm really, really happy. You know, I see the blessings fibromyalgia's brought me, which you'll never brought me, which you'll never probably hear from anyone else. But I do see its blessings. I'm blessed to have been given the opportunity to see life in a different way, which fibromyalgia gave me. Fibromyalgia gave me the blessings of seeing life as it truly is to me. Like you've got to change your mindset, to just be able to give up depression just like that after years because of my fibro diagnosis, and just give it up and live the life of my dreams, not anyone else's. That's important. You've got to live your life, your dreams, and just be truly, truly happy with yourself and your life. There's no point in sitting here wishing you had more than you had, or not being grateful and thankful for what you already do have. You just in the moment, in this moment right here, right now. I'm very fortunate to be talking to you. Thank you for whoever's watched this channel all the way through today. If you want to give this video a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. It'd be really kind of you. And I know there's someone that watches this channel regularly, and I really love you. You're amazing. Thank you so much for your support. I know you're a silent supporter, but I really, really appreciate you. I really, really do. And I hope that if you have had any pain in your life from your childhood, that I hope you just know that you were strong, you got through it, and you are your own superhero in life, and you have to recognize that, and praise yourself, and just be happy that you recognize that in life, and that you saved yourself. We can't always have the life we want every single time we have things that we have to do, but we can create the best life possible for ourselves in the moment. We really can. And I'm just happy right now that I know I'm on the right path. Books, to me, writing books is the most incredible thing in the whole world. I couldn't wish for anything more than creating books that change people's lives. Fibromyalgia changed my life for the better forever, and I will never ever forget that. I will always be grateful to Fibro for that. Always be grateful. So that's what I mean. You live a life. If you live a life of gratitude, it's so much better. If I'm grateful to have fibromyalgia because of the blessings it brought me, then I don't have my fibro fighting against me. Me and my fibro are like best friends in that way. We love each other. We in a way we're dependent on each other in some ways, but in a good way. I don't start thinking I wish I didn't have it or anything like that. Sometimes it's not nice if I think about it too much, but I see that I've got a life now which I never had before. I see that I'm happy now, which I never had before. So fibro saved my life. To me the pain of depression is much, 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 much worse than the pain of fibro. Much worse. When you live a life of thinking about dying and death and suicide and things like that, and you just go through your mind and you're just like in a pit of despair and you're crying all the time, that to me is far worse than fibro, because I can live with my fibro. I make friends with my fibro. I can do things to prevent some pain or cut down other pain. I couldn't do that with depression. It's just constant pain. I don't have that anymore in my life. I'm really, really, really happy, I don't know what life's going to bring me in the future, but it's going to bring me good things because I've got you guys, and, my fibro book's coming out soon in print, and my next asexual book, I'm working hard on that with the interviewees, Asexual Guide to Sex book, and it's going to be the best sex book you've ever read in your entire life, because we're writing it, like 15 of us basically, and it just gives, like, what can I say, an immersive experience like no other into the minds of people who have sex. It's just incredible and sensational book, like nothing you'll ever read in your life before. I want everyone to get the book. You'll never ever look at sex in the same way ever again. It's insightful. It's just mind-blowingly good. I read people's stories. Like yesterday I was working on one of the stories for 4.5 hours, going over it and just trying to change the word a little bit to make it more easier to read and do punctuation and stuff like that. And the person's story, Judith, is the person in the book, and their story is incredible. I mean, the advice they're giving is just sensational. I just am blown away by it. I look at these people who are taking part in the book, and I'm just so blessed. I don't know many people that would give up their time and energy and effort like they do to put towards this book and helping you guys out. You know, even if you're asexual, it's sex repulsed, you know, maybe you don't want to read the book, maybe it'll be a bit too much for you, and I do appreciate that. But if you're an asexual who, you know, you don't want sex, but you're just intrigued to understand how we view sex so differently to the rest of the population, you just should get the book. You'll just get so much good advice. It's not just about that, it's about relationships, you know, it's about boundaries and asserting yourself. You know, there's questions like, what are boundaries in a relationship? How do you assert those boundaries, which are relevant to every relationship, not just sexual? Do you know what I mean? But it's important. Like, I wasn't taught about boundaries as a kid. I wasn't taught about assertiveness. Do you know what I mean? Like, no wonder guys used to just run over me like a bus nearly, not literally, but you know what I mean. Because I wasn't taught that. I didn't know, you know, being taught right from wrong is not exactly the same as boundaries, you know, because boundaries is more personal to you, you know. It's all about, you know, creating and fostering an environment where you're safe and comfortable, where you have things like in a relationship that you'll, you know, that you're happy to have happen, and other things you're like, no, I don't want it to happen. Other things you work through with your partner and that type of thing, you know. So, and I used to have a lack of self-love years ago, obviously went with depression, and now I don't have that anymore. I really love myself in my life. I really, really, really do. I cannot tell you how much I love myself in my life. I cannot tell you how happy I am that judge turned around and said, you should just keep on doing what you're doing, because basically you're doing a great job of what you actually do already. Do you know what I mean? To me, that is better. To me, that's better than trying to follow the crowd and go for a job that's not made for me, because this life role is made for me. Do you know what I mean? Ace Fiber Girl is made for me to help you guys. It's made for me for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, without you, I wouldn't be here. There's no point in me doing what I'm doing if no one's getting any value out of it and no one likes what I do, or no one's, it's not helping people. I'm here to help you. That's what my life is about, helping others, helping you, you know. And I want to raise as much awareness of asexuality as possible. I really, really want to make a difference. I believe books are the way to go. There's loads of people doing different things to do with asexuality, not just me. But for me, really, asexuality, I just want to get known. It's in and of its own right. It's so important while I'm here on this planet Earth to do it. And through books, you know, I think we will just get into the minds of lots of people, into the hands of lots of people, you know. It'll be like, wow, this is incredible, insightful, helpful guide to sex. Like, it's really the book I wish I'd had when I was 16 years old and got asked for sex for the first time, you know. It's educational, informative. It's not some sleazy book about sex. It's this really what lots of people need to keep safe as much as possible as well, and to prevent them having harm, and to actually find ways of enjoying sex if you're asexual, if you want to go for it and you of the mind that I don't mind trying it. It's ways that you can make yourself more comfortable, that you can enjoy it more, that you can feel good about it and better about it, you know, that you can feel more in control. And that's very, very, very important. It really, really is. You know, and all these you know, stories in the book are just incredible. They're all very individual, they've all got their own points of view, and I think that makes it a very, very diverse book. You know, it's not just me going on about what I think. You know, it's really important to get other people's opinions. You know, it's not just about me. The book, people come from different countries, they come from different backgrounds, they haven't all got the same experience that I've got. You know, they're not the same as me. You know, it's really important because I think there's someone in the book that everyone can relate to, and I'm really, really looking forward to the book coming out. You know, I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. I can't wait. I'm so excited, and other people that are in the book are so excited too. You know, I just think it's going to be the best book ever. You know, I just think it's going to be the best book ever written. I just do. I'm just so excited about it. It's like an immersive experience. That's all I can describe it as, immersive experience. When I'm reading other people's stories, I feel like I'm in their mind. I feel like I'm experiencing what they're experiencing, you know. And that, for me, as a writer and someone who's reading, is just, it's mind-blowing. It literally is like a superpower book. Like, it's incredible. The book feels like it's superhuman almost. Like, it does feel like it's an experience. Feels almost like an out-of-body experience, you know. It just feels crazily good, and I'm so pleased, and I cannot tell you how much I love being Ace Fiber Girls. Well, I'm so glad because someone, one of the people that was helping me with the book cover, there was quite a few of you helping me with the book cover on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, you feel connected to me there. And the Fibro Girl, you know, Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook cover with like a Fibro Girl on the cover. I'm going to be as I am now on the back cover of the printed version. I'm inside a picture of me inside dressed like this as well. So yeah, it's just like, you know, you guys have supported me from the beginning with this book, and I'm glad it's Ace Fibro Girl, because someone helped me with that. They said, you know, because I said that a Fibro Girl is my campaign, you know, but there's so many people that call themselves Fibro Girl, and I don't want to copy anyone else. And while I was doing research, like someone said, oh yeah, I think Fibro Girl should be on the cover as well, because I wanted it to be, because that's my like marketing campaign, you know, because it's no good just following book. You need to follow someone's personal story if you're a writer and author and you're writing books. They need to know your story. They need to connect with the author and their personal story, not just this some more random book of someone trying to plug a fibro book. You know, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a clinician. I'm someone who's talking from my own personal experience of how to live your best life, be your best self, and live your purpose with someone who has fibro. That's what I'm doing, you know? I'm talking about having your own energy and vitality, and that's what people need to hear. That's what people desperately need to know, how to be their own superhero in life, to turn their ordinary into extraordinary, to unleash the power within themselves, which is why I'm here, you know? Why I'm here. And I cannot tell you how happy I am to be writing books for you guys, and to just know that I'm on the right path, that my journey is, you know, maybe not always an easy one, but it's the best one for me to be on. And I just love helping you so much. And I love being Ace Fibre Girl. I feel like I'm always meant to have been Ace Fibre Girl. You know, it feels natural to me. I'm walking into the city like a superhero, that I make people smile. And that's really what a superhero is. And everyone has the power to make someone smile, you know? You have the power to just walk past someone, not even dressed like this, but just smile at them. I smile at people sometimes, not dressed like this. I just give them a smile. And it's like, oh, some people are like, oh, you smile at me. And other people smile back, you know? And a smile is free. You can smile at anyone and brighten their day up. You don't need, you know, you don't need to dress like this to have a smile for someone. You know, you can just smile at them. And do you know, if you're feeling sad or down, you know, when you're smiling, it automatically makes you feel better. So you know, by smiling, it creates more happiness within your being. You know, so if you are feeling down, force yourself to smile, till eventually that you feel good, because you just like your cheeks are lifting up and you're like, you can't put them down anymore because they're just going up all the time, you know? You know, and give a smile to other people, even if you're not feeling good, make someone else feel special and good, you know? Like, I like dressing like this for me, but I also like it obviously for what I represent, which is saving yourself from pain. You know, being your own superhero. I'm representing you guys, not myself as such. You know, the fact that you have innate superpowers within your being, the fact that you can unleash these superpowers anytime you want, and you have to just believe in yourself. You have to believe you are who you are. Just be your authentic self, because only when you're your true self will you start going along the path that's good for you and that's right for you. You're going to stumble, you're going to fall sometimes, because the path of life isn't meant to be smooth. It's not meant to be all plain sailing. You can't have yin without yang. You can't have light without dark. You can't have black without white. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you know that you can survive and thrive in life, as you have done, because you're here watching this video now, you have to understand that you've got, hi, my life. Oh, my life. Hello, holla. Hey, Arby. That's a nice name. Nice to see you. Oh, nice to see you. Lovely to see you. Oh, wow. I've got a couple. Oh, Arby, flash for like 10 seconds. Flash. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm asexual. So if you're talking about doing naughty stuff and flashing, I don't do stuff like that. You know, well, I'm not sexual, so you're not going to get any flashing out of me. Thank you very much. I would suggest you join a sexual channel, because I'm asexual, which is the lack of sexual attraction. You know, like I don't get the need, urge, or want for sexual intercourse. Doesn't interest me one bit. You know, why do I need that when I've got the power of superhero in me? It's much, much better to live a superhero life than a sexual life, in my opinion. I know. I just wanted a flash. Well, you're not going to get one, so go to some other channel. You know? Absolutely ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here to have a... Yeah, go to some other channel. I'm sure some other woman or whatever can show all her bits off to you. And you can go and enjoy it. You know, there's nothing here to see apart from you're what USA peoples call a real life superhero. I'm part of the British program in the USA. Oh, that's really sweet. You're what US people calls a real life superhero. I'm part of the Reach program in the USA. Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you, my life. Love you to bits. Yeah. Yeah, I was saying that, people do have, you guys, you do have your own innate superpowers within your being. And it's really important. If a woman flashes to a random guy, they have no respect for themselves. Exactly. I don't do flashing anyway. The only thing, I've got a cape. This is flashing, baby. Cape. Flash of gold. That's my flash. I'm not interested in flashing bits off. I look gorgeous. I don't need to flash bits off. Thanks very much. Maybe some insecure women like to do that. Wait, you oh my goodness me. Ridiculous. Anyway, that's enough of that. So basically, yeah, just live your life to the max, be your own superhero, stay strong and true to who you are, and don't get put off by any people who come on YouTube channels asking you to flash, because they've obviously got nothing better to do with their time. Oh, come on, don't pretend like you're not enjoying. Really? All right, okay. You think I'm pretending? All right, I'll just get rid of you. There we go. Hide user on this channel. There we go. Nice. There we go. Off he goes. Lovely guy. Wonderful. Bye bye. Nice to see you. Off you go. So no, I am not interested in flashing for any guy. I think I'm pretty flashing already with these nice sparkly glasses and this nice sparkly star and this nice sparkly cape. That is my flash, my bling bling. I don't need to physically flash my body. Do you know what I mean? Jeez. Oh dear. He was a bish. Yeah, I think he's still watching at the moment. Off you go, have fun, go and live a nice sexual life somewhere else. That was inappropriate for him to ask. Of course it was. I've deleted him off the channel now. He can still watch if he wants, but he can't get anywhere to writing messages like that. I had another one earlier. They just love it, don't they? But you just be your superhero of yourself in your own life. Stay strong to who you are and just say no. If people won't listen, just remove them from your life. And that is a really, really important thing about being your own superhero. You have to remove people that are negative in your life, remove people that are being rude or ignorant or selfish, that that are impacting you, your life, and that are being rude to you. I had a guy who was being rude to me on asexuality.com some time ago, being very, very rude, and I was just being my normal self. I was remaining polite and kind to him, in the terms of I was being nice as I possibly could be to him. And I was just like, every time he said something that was negative, I just said, well, that's not the way other people think, but if that's the way you think, that's fine. And we're all entitled to our own opinion, aren't they? But some of the messages I didn't reply to because they were just too rude. But now he messaged me going, oh, I'd like to come to a meetup of yours because there's none in my city. And I'm like, and I replied to him and he said, send me the details in a private message. I know I wasn't 100% before, but I wasn't feeling well. It was a bit more than not feeling well. So anyway, I sent him a private message with the details and said, here's all the meetup details. I said, you're welcome to come. I said, but I want to tell you now, not to, if you come, don't be rude to anyone, because I won't tolerate rude behavior, because we will welcome you into our ACE team, providing you're going to be polite to people. And you're not going to be rude to anyone, because I won't tolerate it, and that includes being rude to me. Just because we're having a bad time and you're stressed doesn't give you the right to then be rude to other people. Because I've got a nice community. You have to excuse the traffic. I live near the road and the train station, and planes go over. But so I said that I said that to this guy. I said, you know, if you come, we'll welcome you into our ace team. But that's providing you that, you know, you're going to be, you know, polite to everyone and nice to people, because we've got a lovely meetup group going. You know, we want that atmosphere to be maintained. I don't want someone coming in being rude to other people, because it's very, very rude in different places on this site about me and my asexual books and things like that, you know. And okay, if a person doesn't like what I do, that's fine, but there's no need to be rude about it. I don't want someone coming to my meetups upsetting me or other people. That's not what my meetups are about. They're about fostering a nice, inclusive atmosphere, and, you know, respecting each other and loving each other and caring about each other, you know. And you know, even if we got difference of opinions, there's different ways of saying it. You can say, I feel like this and I feel like that. What's very rude is when a guy comes in and goes, oh, well, that's not true. And it's like, well, I've just said, in my personal opinion, I feel this. It can't not be true, because it's my personal opinion. You might disagree with my personal opinion. I wonder if he would have left if I said I was a furry. No, because he would have took that sexually, because furry can mean other things in sexual terms, which Michael, who's admin of this live chat, but I can, you know, because I do it on my desktop, I can filter people out myself now. But Michael used to do a lot of moderating for me. He said that furry means something else in sexual terms, kind of like the guy in my class who also, by the way, made me dysphoric. Oh, well, that's really horrible of him to do that. Don't listen to anyone else. That's another important thing about being your own superhero in your own life as well, is to not let other people, what they say to you, change your opinion and view of yourself. You know, they don't own you. They don't have the rights to tell you what to do or how to live your life. And they certainly don't have the right to tell you about your body and speak about that, you know, like that. It's not nice, you know. Like, I've always loved my hair. That was the only thing people really liked about me at school. A lot of the women used to be horrible to me, but I still I like my looks now, you know. I really do. Even though I'm not skinny, I just like the way I look. I love it, you know, because I've trained myself like that. It took a while to train myself to be comfortable with my own body, to be comfortable with everything about me, even though there's like, you know, like some things I might think, oh, you know, it'd be good, like, if it was a certain different way. But, you know, at the end of the day, you've only got one body in the now, haven't you? You can change body shape with exercise or diet. You can change, like, hair color. You can do lots of things. But it's best to be happy who you are in the moment. I said I was gender fluid, and I explained it. And he said, well, you'll never really be a guy unless you physically change your gender. And I was like, TFI. I screamed on the inside. I know other people like that. You can't tell someone that's transgender something like that. I know. I've known of other people to say stuff like that as well. Especially older guys. There's an older guy in one of my groups, and they were on about, oh, well, they're not really a guy. And I'm like, I don't think transgender people would like you saying that about them. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, and it's like there's a guy about there was a documentary I watched about a guy having a baby because the body was physically you know, still female on the bottom part, but they changed into a guy legally. So they were a guy that had actually legal guy, you know, they transitioned, but the bottom part of them was still female, but they transitioned the top half, I believe. They'd had surgery, and they were legally a man. They changed to be legally a man, and so they were a man who had a baby. And I know, I mean, I'm still learning, you know, I've still got more to learn about transgender people. I remember in the beginning, I said something on this channel once a long time ago, and oh yeah, that's what I said. But you know, I said you can, and they were offended. But, you know, I think some people wouldn't have been offended by this, but it's like, I wasn't talking about transgender people. I was talking about myself, saying you can change everything apart from your birth certificate age, which is true. You know, you can change your gender legally. You can change your hair color. You can change your eye color if you want. You can change your body shape, but you can't change your birth certificate age. And that's why you know, it's difficult for me, because I wished I was a different birth certificate age, you know. Exactly. You can change your name as well. You can change everything apart from your birth certificate. But this transgender person came on and said, oh, well, it's not like that because we're already a different gender when we're born, just we haven't transformed yet or something. So that's not actually true. And they were a bit offended, but I didn't mean to offend them. I was talking about myself. And it's still true that you still like a trans means transitioning, which means changing. That's what the word trans, I'm assuming, means. As far as I know, trans means transitioning. So someone who's a trans guy is transitioning from female to male. Someone who's a trans girl is transitioning from guy to girl. So, trans means transition, which means change. Correct. Thank you. So it means change, right? It means you're still changing yourself. Whereas I can't change my birth certificate age legally. You can't do it. The only time I've read you can do it is if you were under police protection and you were really severely, your life was in total and utter danger. And I don't want to be in that position, so I'm glad that I'm not, so that's the only time that it's able to be done under very, very specific limited circumstances. From what I've read on the internet, there's no other way you can do it. Actually in the USA you can change your name under any circumstances. Oh yeah, in the UK you can change your name under any circumstances. I was talking about birth certificate age, not name. In your name you can change your name under any circumstances. You just go to a solicitor. My friend just did it. Yeah. I'm talking about birth certificate age. I'm saying you can't change your birth certificate age. The only case I've read about it online when I was searching about research about changing my birth certificate age, you can't legally do it unless you are under, I think it's police witness protection, like you've got someone after you and so that's the only time I've read that you can actually legally change your birth certificate age. Otherwise you just can't do it. You're not allowed to, but names you can do. In the UK it's very easy to change your name. You just go to a solicitor. It's about 60 quid I think, or could be a bit more now, and you just get some witness to sign it and get all the documentation going through officially, and you change your name. I don't want to change my name. I absolutely love my name, Sandra. People keep calling me Sarah. When I went to the audition today, they say, oh, here's Sarah. I said, no, it's not. It's Sandra. People seem to think I'm called Sarah. It's like, no, I'm called Sandra. And I like the name Sandra. Sandra means helper, actually, because my mum bought me a key ring years ago. When your name can mean different things. And my name, Sandra, means helper. And it's also apparently short for Alexandra, defender of women as well, which I quite like that as well. So defender, yeah, superhero defense. Woo! So, I think it's really nice, my name. I love the name Sandra. My mum chose it. She did choose a very, very good name. Mind you, my dad wanted to call me Penelope Esmeralda. I mean, can you imagine if I'd have been called that? Ugh. Do you know what I mean? Like, Penelope might have been okay, but I much prefer Sandra. I like my name. I do love my name. And I like the surname Bellamy as well because, like, quite a few people have who are famous have the surname of Bellamy. And it's like Belle and Amy. It's kind of like weird, two names in one. So, but I don't have a middle name. I'm just me. So, but I like my first name. But I like being Ace Fiber Girl as well, my alter ego, because it's very empowering, and I like making people happy and smile as I walk past them, and I like encouraging everyone to be their own superhero in life and save themselves from pain. I think it's so, so very important. If I were born a boy, Mum said my name would have been Josiah. Oh, are you going to get your name changed to that then? Or do you have your own name idea? Because I know you want to get your name changed. Well, I can't remember what my mum said about boys' names, but I know my two favourite boys' names are actually Ben and Andy. No, not entirely. Ben and Andy are my two favourite boys' names. I don't know why. I used to have like two friends at college who were called Andy. I think it's because it's like Sandy. So I used to be, some people call me Sandy as a nickname because my name's Sandra, but some people call me Sandy, Sandy. And so like Andy sounds a bit like Sandy. So do you know what I mean? And Ben, I just think it's a really nice short name. Dusk, Josiah, and then last name, Jordan and Josiah. Oh, wow. That's a very unusual name. I like the name Jordan, actually. Jordan's a nice name. New Kids on the Block years ago. Jordan's a very nice name. River Jordan as well. Yeah. Josiah. It's very good. It's very unique, my life. Very unique. Because Josiah, isn't that religious name as well, or similar, isn't it? Jordan is the last name of my spirit father. That was my dad in past life. Wow. Wow. That's incredible, you know that. Absolutely incredible. Really good. It's a nice name. And now I'm just spilling water down myself. I'm going to have to go off and have some lunch soon because it's nearly 2 p.m. Oh, you met your past life father? What, in spirit form, in ghost form, was it? I'm guessing. It can't be like anything else but ghost form. Where did you meet him? In your home, was it? Or somewhere else, like going out in nature and stuff like that? Do you know? Where was it? Or can't you tell? If you can't say anything, that's fine. Keep it private. But it's good you knew that your spirit father online at first, then vid chats, and I realised he was him. Are you sure it's not some... I've known him for 5 years. Are you sure he's a good guy? Because if it's some guy you've met on the internet, you know what I mean? They can be guys that aren't good on the internet. He's a good guy. Okay. Okay, you're a good judge of character, so I'm guessing you know. Oh, your ex met him in person. Okay, cool. So long as he's a good guy for you. That's really good. You think he's from a past life? I do know that I used to call people auntie and uncle when I was a kid, but not that I'm not still a kid now, but they weren't my real aunt and uncle. They were like my friends' parents and stuff like that. So and you know, at the time I used to call my aunt and uncle, not they were real, and really my aunt and uncle by blood, but like they do that in other cultures as well, don't they? They call people like auntie and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's good. If he's a good guy, that's fine. You got someone else to sort of look after you in this world. It's good. You know, he showed signs of knowing me in the past. Wow. I didn't tell him things I remembered from my past and he knew it. Wow. That is a very superhero moment. That's incredible. I mean, I do believe in reincarnation. I really do. I think I've been here before. I'm sure I've been here before, but I don't remember much. I think I remember some stuff, possibly. I don't actually remember any of my past life as such, but I have indications of past life. I lost one father and found the other. Wow. That's really incredible. They do say, don't they, that you can have different past life parents to your current life parents. Do you know what I mean? You can have someone else that's your parents in your past life rather than the ones that you've got in the current situation. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I know you lost your dad, so I'm glad you've got a father figure in your life that's good for you. It's really important. But that's incredible. If he showed signs of knowing you in a past life, and you didn't tell him things you remember from your past. See, I don't remember anything from my past life as such. I've got a feeling that my life was cut short in a past life. I think God knew I needed him, so he directed me to him. That's really good. I believe I've got a soulmate somewhere that's Indian. I think I probably knew him in a past life because the Indian thing keeps cropping up all the time. I have no idea why, in the sense that my culture and my own personal individualism is very different to Indian culture and very opposite. Like they're a lot of the time sex, marriage, kids, and I don't want any of them. Oh, I love a good romance story. Oh, bless you. Yeah. Well, I just presume I was with an Indian guy in my past life because there's no other foreign guy or no other guy in the world so far, really. I don't know that I feel comfortable around without even being with them, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? I only knew since 2014 when I found out I was asexual that I was meant to be with an Indian guy, even though some have broken my heart. You know what I mean? But, you know, I just feel I've got an Indian soulmate somewhere. but they must be very different to their own culture, because I'm nothing like their culture. I don't want to cook. I don't want to clean for a guy. I don't want to have sex. Don't want to have marriage. Don't want to have kids. They usually like all that type of thing. So, but you know, I just feel like I'm physically more comfortable around Indian guys than any other type of guy. Not all guys would I just be like that with, though. Do you know what I mean? Highly, you know, like some guys I just won't feel comfortable around. But I think I'm meant to be with an Indian guy. Just do. I see myself being with an Indian guy. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I'll be with some other guys in the meantime. I don't know. Like, but I can't see myself being with anyone else long term in terms of an actual romantic relationship other than an Indian guy. But I'm open. I like other foreign guys as well, like Bangladesh, Middle Eastern. So maybe it'll be a guy that looks like an Indian guy, but he isn't actually Indian. Do you know what I mean? It could be from another foreign country. Because I usually have a lot of intuition, but usually my intuition's slightly different. So it'll be slightly off. So it'll be something different. So the person that I think might be Indian might be slightly different country, like Sri Lankan or something, because they just look similar to Indian guys. Do you know what I mean? It might not be an actual Indian guy, although I feel it is all the time, but it might not be. And he'd probably have to be in the UK or highly westernized, in the sense that I don't, you know, I'm totally different to that culture, you know. But in the meantime, I'll just keep being me. I mean, I'm not sure that I'm meant to be with anyone for a very, very long time, because you know, I'm loving my life now. I've got lots of life. I honestly believe that I've probably been here before in life, and that this life I'm here on lots and lots of life missions, and I have to complete all of them while I'm still alive this time around, because I think that in my past life my life was cut short, and this time I have to do all my life missions, and they're predominantly to do with books and writing. That I've got to write loads and loads of books and get them out to people, so that when I'm not here in life anymore, you know, like if I come back again in years to come, I'll be able to see my own books, or that my own books will be around me, my own books will be there or something. Do you know what I mean? You know, it'll just be my legacy, and just I'll change the course of history by writing books now, by the impact they will have on people. I get to video chat with my boyfriend later. Oh, I love video chat. I absolutely love it. I call it Skype dating when I'm like not with a boy. Do you know what I mean? Like when I'm Skype boy guy, you know. In my past life, I was from Ireland. Wow, and moved to the USA, and I lived alongside natives. I wasn't human in my past. Oh, wow. That's really unusual. Wow. Yeah, I don't know stuff like that about my past life. That's really, really interesting. I don't know, I think I was human in my past, or one of my past lives. I think I was human. But I kind of feel the same as I do now. But I think my soul's the same. But I think I moved between Ireland and England, so maybe both before I moved here. I'm unsure. Oh, that's really interesting. Obviously, I live in the UK. That's really interesting, you know, all the stuff about your past life. I mean, have you done past life regression then? Are you still figuring it out? Wow. I know that I've known since I was 15 that I'm on this life, in this world, in this life now, for a very special purpose. I don't think maybe I've got 100% of the purpose. I know my life purpose is writing and helping asexuals. That's just huge for me. And but I do think there's more to my purpose as well. I don't think I've got the whole full picture yet. Something that's just like there but not quite. I think maybe I'm meant to be a superhero on stage, speaking to the world as my Fibro girl self. But it's good. Life is a journey, isn't it? And it's what we make it. And it's quite exciting not knowing what's coming up sometimes, and quite scary at the same time. But with our own superhero powers of knowing we can get through anything we want to in life, you know, whatever life throws at us, I think that's what we've got to remember. We're super strong, and we're amazing in and of our own right. There's two places I'd love to move to if I ever had to. Ireland or England, because I feel drawn to it like it's a second home. Oh, that's really sweet. I'm drawn to being with an Indian guy because I feel like my home's with an Indian guy. Do you know what I mean? I feel like he is my home. It's really weird. I was alive in the past round medieval times. Wow. That's incredible, you know all this stuff. Wow. But I feel like when I'm with an Indian guy, I feel like I'm at home with them. So I presume I was with an Indian guy in my past life, because it's like, you know, that's like where your heart is, your home is, isn't it? I mean, obviously my home's here and I love my home anyway, my physical home here. But you know, when you know your heart is your home, you know that if your heart feels like, I feel so good around foreign guys in general, not just Indian guys, but foreign guys in general. So maybe I don't know, maybe I was in a different country at one point in my life, or maybe I was just with a foreign guy over in the UK. I can't imagine being in another country because I love this country so much. I can't imagine actually, unless it was a European country, I can't imagine being in any other country. Do you know what I mean? Not really far abroad anyway, because I like the UK so much. But I seriously think I must have been with an Indian guy in my past life, because it just feels so natural to be around them. Crazy thing, I have Irish and British in my blood. Wow, that's really good. So you probably have ancestors then in the UK, don't you? You probably have some ancestors over here. I'd be quite well suited to USA culture actually, but I don't like flying on a plane because I'm quite crazy and far out and energetic. Like I think quite a lot of people, for example, on American TV, they're lovely. I love their energy. I love American energy. People think I am from America sometimes online. Like they sometimes recommend places for me to go to in America, and I'm like, I don't actually live in America, but I talk sometimes American because they go, "Hey there, how you doing?" like, do you know what I mean? And I'm very energetic and bubbly, and I'm quite controversial and outgoing, outspoken. Whereas most British people, I've got a reputation for being more conservative, um, more restricted. Do you know what I mean? More worrying about what people say or think of them. It's not healthy here. People die at early ages compared to foreign countries. What is that in the USA you talking about? Because you're in the USA, aren't you? Yeah, that's right. Because you moved from Ireland and moved to USA in the past life. You're at USA now, aren't you? Hmm. Yeah, USA. Yeah, I mean, my personality is very suited to the USA. I know that I'd be very good on chat shows over there. People would love me because I've got the type of personality for it. But I love the UK. I cannot stress. I mean, I would like to be known as a speaker in the UK because I think, you know, there's enough speakers around the world in other places. But there's not enough in the UK, I don't think, not really well known ones. And the UK is so beautiful. I mean, we're so lucky here, I think, you know, and lots of people keep trying to get into the UK and they find it really difficult because I'm blessed that I live here. Do you know what I mean? I know that jobs aren't very good at the moment, like, because a lot of it's going online with Amazon. So there's a lot of like retail shops are closing down. Thousands of people are losing their jobs constantly, month after month, week after week. Thomas Cook, well-known travel agent, has closed down just overnight, collapsed. People are stranded in other countries at the moment. I think they're still stranded. You know, some hotels have chucked them out the hotels, saying, "Oh well, the Thomas Cook haven't paid us, so you're not allowed to stay here anymore." Apparently, my mum said it was on the news. I don't know if, well, I presume it's true, but you can't think everything on the news is true, that so one hotel was locking people in their rooms saying you've got to pay again even though they paid Thomas Cook, because Thomas Cook's gone bust and they're not going to get paid, mostly because the culture isn't based on past culture that was native. I think the USA would have been better if Native Americans were the leading ones here. There are some, excuse me, I haven't ate yet. I need to eat some food in a minute. I have lunch. I have ate snacks earlier. But yeah, so down, yeah, I think, you know, because there are some Indian guys living in America, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? So maybe my guy's Indian American coming over to the UK. But yeah, I know don't you have an obesity problem over there as well, or is that just exaggerated? You know what I mean? There's so much media exaggeration, isn't there, over everything? The order here makes no sense to me. Tribal ways or pack ways make more sense to me again. Old soul. Oh, bless you. Yeah, you sound like you've got a really old soul. Like, if I get attracted to younger guys, right, it's usually the guys that got really old souls. Like, I'm the young, vibrant, energetic girl, and they're the older guy. Do you know what I mean? Even if they're in their early 20s, they're usually always older than me. It's like they're the older one, not me. So I want to go and jump on like theme park rides and be a Disney girl. And they're like wanting to listen to the Beatles and Rolling Stones. And I'm like, huh? How old are you? How old am I? Oh yeah, sorry, you're the older one. I always joke, you know, if I'm with a younger guy, that they're the older one and I'm the younger one. all the time. I'm like, oh, you're much older than I am. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I really true though. I really feel like that they're the older one and I'm the younger one. I love some aspects of medieval times and tribes and packs. Oh, right. I'm a real modern girl. You know, I'm like so modern, like, because I know other people that like medieval stuff and retro stuff and 60s, 70s and stuff like that as well. And I'm like a really modern girl. Like my music taste, I mean, I have got lots of different music. So I do have music from 60s and 70s because I used to do hospital radio and I used to do shows for older people as well. But like my music taste is like you know, like mostly current stuff, but like 90s or even some, no, not even really 80s. It's mostly 90s and upwards, you know? And so mostly guys in their 20s, it would be what I would expect them to sort of like, but they usually like much older music, you know? And I like superhero movies and Disney and theme parks and zoos and aquariums and all that type of thing. Werewolf, otherkin. Yeah, I'm not really into that. I'm not really into nature stuff though. Like nearly the whole population that I know is into nature and stuff, and I'm like, I don't like seeing animals kill each other for food either. Though, although it's supposed to be natural, I don't like stuff like that. I'm like, ugh. Do you know what I mean? I'm very squeamish, and like, I lived out in the countryside for years. And my parents used to be like, "Oh, look at that animal over there," and I'm used to be like, "What?" And I used to be talking in my own little world, not interested in looking at a porcupine that went by or a eagle that went by or an owl that went by. No, I don't eat pork, lamb or beef. I do eat chicken, turkey usually at Christmas, not much the rest of the year, and fish. But I don't eat pork, lamb or beef. No. I don't eat sheep, don't eat cows, don't eat pigs, haven't ate them since a teenager. I gave them up. I have to have some protein though, and especially with my health, I'm supposed to eat a lot of fish. And yeah, I'm supposed to eat a high protein diet to keep my energy levels up because I have low blood sugar I get, but I have to eat a lot of protein for energy. I got recommended by a nutritionist, but I don't. Red meat is very bad for the body as well. Like white meat's better. It's more lean, less fatty, and more healthy. I don't tend to eat seafood, but fish I do. I eat birds and pulled pork. I also experiment with meat I haven't had, and I occasionally eat other meats, but these are the main ones. I despise burgers. Yeah, I can never eat duck. People that eat duck, it makes me feel, the smell of duck makes me feel sick. And if people eat duck, it's very difficult for me because I used to, when I was a kid, I used to have a stream at the bungalow where we lived, and there was two ducks, Mr. and Mrs. Duck, that used to visit us every single year, and they were like pets. Do you know what I mean? That used to keep coming back by their own free will. And so I love ducks so much that I could never, ever, ever contemplate eating one. The whole idea makes me feel sick. And so I can't eat. I hate even being, you want to try a traductin. What does that traductin mean? I don't even know if I want to know. I just would never eat duck. To me, it's a precious, precious bird that shouldn't be at. You know, I could never eat it. I just don't know how anyone can eat it. But I know some people do. I know some people, I've never tried it. I don't want to eat it. Ian. Traducan. I don't know what traducan is. Turkey and duck and chicken. I'd never eat duck, like I said, because to me they're like pets. I can never eat. I'm very, very love animals. The least amount of animals I can eat, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, well, I lived in the countryside, but I don't eat it. I don't like countryside food. My dad's got a shotgun license and he used to kill animals for food. And one day my parents put this food out for me to eat. I started eating it. I spat it out, not knowing what it was. I'm like, ugh, what is this? It is so gross and disgusting. And they told me it was a hare, as in a rabbit, you know, but a hare that my dad had caught and shot. And I remember tasting it. It was absolutely disgusting. I spat it out and I would never eat that again. I will not eat rabbits. I will not eat hares. I used to have a pet rabbit. Why would I want to eat that? I won't try. I don't want to eat lots of animals. I love animals. The least amount, I do eat some meat, I've told you, but I won't, you know, the least amount of animals I can eat, the better, as far as I'm concerned. You know, life should be preserved as much as possible. And, you know, I've even thought about having a sheep as a pet. at one point because I think sheep are so cute. Do you know what I mean? They're beautiful. I love sheep. They're so pretty looking. I support vegans and vegetarians, but I'm not vegan or vegetarian. I justify me eating meat because I'm not entirely human. Well, you're a human in this form, aren't you? You're human in this life, in your body, but no one, you know, like everyone's got a spirit anyway, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? And your body's the human physical form, isn't it? Of what you are like. Do you know what I mean? It's like a body, isn't it, that you've got that, you know, in this lifetime spirit lives on, isn't it? But yeah, is anyone entirely human? But you know what I mean? Like in terms of physicality, we're humans, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? Like I'm sat here in my superhero outfit because I'm not entirely human either. But I think everyone is their own superhero. Even humans can be their own superhero. That's a message I wanted to give out in this video, really, that you don't have to, you know, that you do have superhero powers within you, even as a human being, you know? It's really important you're human and you're being is the act of being in the moment, it's the act of living, it's the act of life, it's the act of, you know, being here now in the present moment, you know. And we can be our own superhero. We do have innate superpowers. It's really, people don't realize they have superpowers within themselves unless they come to a situation where they need to unleash them. They don't realize we do have very, as human beings, we have these very strong superpowers that are not told to us because, you know, when you're at school, people want you to do as you're told. When you're like growing up, you know, people want to have a certain amount of control over you as, you know, you're a child and stuff. So we're not told about these superpowers because if we are, it would probably throw the people off course who are like, you know, who are looking after us and stuff, you know. But we all have these superpowers. They are very present when, you know, when your life is giving you so much grief and push you to the brink of insanity that you take action. Sometimes that's what it's needed to change your life, you know, to change everything for you in your life. It's like that jolt you need. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to conclude today's video because I need to go and eat. I do suffer low blood pressure. I do suffer low blood pressure as well as low blood sugar actually, but I need to go and eat because my blood sugar is dropping. I can feel it now, and so I'm going to start getting more dizzy because I'm starting to feel a bit dizzy and lightheaded a little bit. So I need to go off and be my own superhero to myself and save myself from some dizziness and get some food down me. Anyway, it's been lovely to do the live stream for you today. I don't know that I'll be doing one later because I think I'll be doing other stuff later. I wanted to do the stream now. You know what that's like, yeah. I'm starting to feel myself a bit like this now. So I think superhero girl, super ace fiber girl needs to save herself. And yeah, I need to get some good food. I need to go and grab some now because what happens is it starts going down and down and down, and I'll start going like this in a minute. So while I've still got my language without starting to slur, it's very important I go off. So if you're watching this channel now, please give this video a thumbs up because I really appreciate it. It gets these videos higher up in search engine rankings. Thank you, My Life, so much for joining me in the middle of the day, which is very different to what it usually is. You've passed out 3 times. Oh God, I can't pass out. There's only me here. If I pass out, I could die. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no one here to look after me. There's no one here to notice me. Do you know what I mean? So it's essential that I be my own superhero and save myself from passing out. Very important. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to go now. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that great big bell icon to get notified every time I go live like now or post a new video. I'm off to be ace fiber girl to myself to save myself from dizziness and lightheadedness with going to get some good food down me. Thank you, My Life. Thanks to everyone who's joined me. Embrace your quirky and each other's, and I will see you soon. Ace fiber girl and out. Bye.